coming. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's great to be back. I was away there for a couple of weeks. I was in Florida. And I had a chance to get together with my great friends Mike and Robin from What's Up Watchtower. Yeah, great channel. Totally recommend it. You know, when you're part of JW.org, they really want you to believe that when you leave them, you're going to be completely shunned and have nobody, and you're going to be totally alone. But I can honestly say that since I've been out of the organization, I have more friends than before, and better friends. And it's like you are part of a new community, a better community, a non-conditional community. You can go anywhere in the world and meet up with people that are fantastic, that totally get it, who've been there, and they will be there for you. And it was just really great to have a chance to get together with them again. And we even did a video together. It was our second annual XJW meeting. Funny enough how it coincides in timing with the actual JW annual meeting. So I want to show you a couple of snippets from what we did together.
I don't get it.
Well, all I know is, can we move on to Pornia now? Pillow games. We have to discuss
One of the more uncomfortable videos I've ever seen in my life.
It is cringe-worthy. Were you cringing? I mean, I'm like,
oh my God.
what?
Welcome to Bethel.
In the bunker.
Good thing we're stocked up with rations.
Yeah. Oh, but this has been great. I know. I wish we could do this more often.
Yeah, our annual meeting.
Our annual
It's the XJW annual meeting.
Exactly. Thank you for watching, and until next time. Bye.
Oh, you're still in screen.
It was so much fun making that video. I'll put the link up to Mike and Robin's What's Up Watchtower channel so you can watch the whole thing. So carrying on with this theme, I wanted to do my review of the 2017 JW.org service year. I think it's really important every now and then to just take a step back and take a look at some of the kookiness that is going on within the organization. I mean, honestly, I think when you're a Jehovah's Witness, you become hardened to the things that they have in their literature. You know, you're confronted on a daily basis with pictures of people being, you know, having their heads ripped off, and Armageddon pictures and devil pictures, and everyone is made to watch these things, including their children. And this is not normal. And you only realize that when you come out of it and see the horrors that you were made to witness. I mean, JW.org really wants their members to feel terrified at all times. There's an invisible devil that's out to get you. You know, there's armed guys with automatic rifles that are chasing after you. Better grab your Armageddon go bag and head to the nearest theocratic bunker. You know, if you have a husband who's beating you to the point where you really feel that your very life is threatened, endure it. And if you're a child who's been sexually and physically abused, but you don't have a second witness, you're on your own. I mean, these are the kind of things that Jehovah's Witnesses deal with on a daily basis. And I don't think they realize just how insane it all is. And that's why I put together a collage of the kookiness, as I call it, of things that happened in the last service year. So sit back with your bowl of popcorn and watch for the next few minutes.
Vessels of wrath made fit for destruction.
Before a judicial committee can be convened, there has to be a confession or two witnesses. So we will never change our scriptural position on that subject.
Surely you're not going to wait until 2018 when the redress scheme finally comes up to reach out to victims and survivors?
No, not at all, Commissioner. We're at the point now where we can address it long before 2018. We can address it long before 2018.
A national redress scheme for child victims of sexual abuse in some of Australia's biggest institutions is now largely signed up. Amongst those yet to join are the Jehovah's Witnesses, the Uniting Church and other religious groups. And the pressure is on.
I will encourage all those groups to join the scheme. If they don't, they will be the ones who will have to publicly defend their stance.
The nature of the relationship then of a disfellowshipped person is not completely shunned. The disfellowshipped person is able to come into the congregation, to the congregation meetings. They're able to attend in the Kingdom Hall of Jehovah's Witnesses. They're able to sit wherever they like. They can sing the spiritual songs with the congregation. As far as their family members are concerned, normal family relations continue with the exception of spiritual fellowship.
Each time you lie, your nose gets bigger. I want to cover it up.
I do tell a lot of lies, don't I? Let's cover them up.
Sister Spencer, you may be surprised to know that
Suppose a brother starts rubbing his genitals against a pillow. He gets an erection, but stops before having an orgasm. Is he masturbating? Yes.
most of us get nervous when talking at the doors. I know that I do.
You're just trying to make me feel better.
No.
Being courageous doesn't mean we...
Here's a suggestion that may help.
There is no reason to be embarrassed about what we're going to discuss. Buttocks and genital. Penis, penis, penis. Is he masturbating? Yes, he is.
Sweetie, didn't you say you saw my name listed under the South congregation? Yeah, but... So, I'll be going to the South congregation.
Other methods of donating might involve charitable planning. We could arrange to give assets at our death through a will, trust, life insurance policy, or retirement plan.
See? It's right here, in the Bible.
During our life or at our death, we could also donate certificates of deposit, stocks and bonds, as well as saleable real estate.
The governing body committees have said, we have found that within our organization, it changes so fast that after 3-4 years, it's out of date anyway. You can't use that data. Drafts, and we get rid of all drafts. We no longer keep drafts. So once we've finalized our document, we clean out all drafts. And the reason is because there's many comments that are sometimes made on drafts. Those are the ones that get us in trouble. Because when we comment, we tend to be a little more relaxed and we just type things and, well, we'll leave it at that.
As you can see, JW.org is basically about doomsday, guilt, fear, and money. And many people are waking up to this kookiness and leaving. You may have noticed that slide that I showed about the declines happening in Canadian kingdom halls. Well, here's another slide that highlights the current exodus out of JW.org in Canadian kingdom halls. This shows the last 2 years what's been happening. Worldwide, we see more kingdom halls being sold off, and the ones that remain seem to be only half empty. Less members means less money, and with the organization's history of covering up child abuse and the many lawsuits they are facing, you will see even more of their properties for sale and even more pleas for money. So what can we expect from this new service year? I personally think it's going to be more of the same, and in fact a worsening of it, because I think the governing haughty is getting more and more desperate as they see their empire slipping away from them. I noticed from even their new Ezekiel book, they're still clinging to the 1919 belief. Do you remember how they said in the old Revelation book that the whole world took notice? It's like they've really got these visions of grandeur. I mean, do you really think that people in India and China took notice of a convention in 1919? I don't even think the people in the US where the convention happened took notice of this convention in 1919. But do you realize that next year will be 100 years since 1919? It's all just complete and utter nonsense. And yet this is the kind of thing they're still promoting. And, you know, I just feel that the boys at the top are completely clueless. Say what you want about Russell and Rutherford and Knorr. You know, they certainly had a lot of drawbacks, that's for sure. But they were definitely good cult leaders. They knew how to grow an organization. These guys that are running it today, Lett and Morris and Splain and Hurd, they don't have a clue, it seems. It's almost like every decision they seem to make seems to be the wrong one. And this is why people are realizing this is insane. Their only innovation seems to be to copy other cults, like Scientology and the LDS. I mean, do you remember that how for years they condemned televangelism and their shameless requests for money? They condemned worldly music and worldly videos. They condemn the internet. These are all things, you know, televangelism, all these are things that they condemned. Yet they seem to have no problem with doing any of them now. They're now desperately targeting children, trying to guilt them into getting baptized at as early an age as possible. And they're really increasing the fear-mongering, it seems. Get into your bunker, create a bunker. So, what can we look forward to in this coming service year? Well, I know I'm looking forward to the expose that Leah Remini is going to be doing about Jehovah's Witnesses on November the 13th on the A&E channel. We can also anxiously await the results from the Royal Australian Commission's redress scheme. October 22nd is the date that a formal apology will be made to the victims for failing to protect them. What will JW.org do? Will they ever say they're sorry? Even the Catholic Church has. Will JW.org compensate their victims of abuse? If the past is any indication, then JW.org will never admit fault, and they will only compensate their victims of abuse if forced to by law. But stranger things have happened. The Catholic Church finally caved, and they finally admitted to what they have done and are compensating their victims. So we'll have to wait and see. Then we have the $66 million class actions lawsuit in Canada. If you can, please come to Montreal, Canada, to the downtown courthouse on December 17th and 18th of this year. This is a chance to show support for the victims of the Watchtower and help the court decide in favor of the class action suit going forward. So as it stands now, the court has to approve whether or not this class action suit will go forward. So that's what these dates are all about on December 17th and 18th. And that's why it's great if you are able to attend, please let me know, because we'll try and get a bunch of us together to have a presence there in the courtroom to show them just how important this is for all of us. So there's that happening, and that's very exciting. Then we have what's going on in the Netherlands with the Reclaimed Voices group. They've done amazing things over there, getting their parliament to listen to them. And now they want to do an investigation into JW.org and their shameful practices of hiding child abuse. There's other countries too. I know I'm going to forget some, but just some that come to mind are Poland and France and Finland. And I can't forget the King of the North. As we found out from the Ezekiel book, there's Russia, the King of the North. Until they decide that maybe it's North Korea. 6 months from now they'll change, and then they'll flip it back and forth. Stay tuned. So there's lots of exciting things happening in this service here. But what do you think? What do you think we have to look forward to in this next year with JW.org? What shocking revelations are going to happen? What exoduses are we going to see? What kind of things do you see happening? I'd love to hear your comments about this below. So I'm going to leave off for now, and I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I really appreciate all your comments and your positivity and all the great things that you have to say. So take care, and we'll talk to you again soon. Thanks. Bye-bye.